and a very good Friday to everyone who is listening and tuning in right now. I hope you guys have a decent week. Hope everyone is surviving, even though you're not surviving. So, hey, we're back with a new episode, episode 4, which is on coping mechanisms. Now, before we start, of course, I'm going to explain a little bit about what baklaka kita lo. Sorry. So for those of you who have just joined us in this episode, hi, welcome. Make yourself comfortable while you're listening to this podcast. So baklaka kita lo is what it means is hey, let's talk ataupun in normal BM it would be jom kita sembang dulu. Right. So that's what it means. And before we go into the topic, trigger warnings, there will be mentions of suicide and self harm. So if you think that this would trigger you, or if you could be triggered by certain topic that we're gonna go into, do I recommend you guys to skip this episode for today. It's fine because we rather have you be in a good mood than make things worse. So let me go ahead and ask Barbara, how are you this week? Are you doing well? Doing fine?
Um, I guess I could say I'm. It's a Friday, right?
Yeah.
Let me evaluate. I I think this week is a bit better compared to like the weeks before,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's still not there, not like happy, like happy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would say it's a bit more bearable this week
All right.
compared to like the previous. For our viewers, today we have a guest on our show, a very dear
Woo!
friend of mine since high school. I'd like to introduce Govin. Govin, say hi to the audience.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, so
Yay!
we've decided. Mm-hmm. Sorry, did I interrupt you?
No,
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 no.
no. I just like menyambut kehadiran.
Kita menyambut kehadiran
Yes.
tetamu jemputan kita
Gitu.
di
Me
dalam
too.
di podcast ini. Oh my god, I'm such an embarrassment to my bahasa Melayu punya teacher,
Okay, we've
Cikgu
all been
Rasya.
there.
Cikgu Rasya, if you're listening to this, I'm very very sorry. You are like the best BN teacher ever, but like I'm such a disappointment. I'm such a disappointment. So yeah, we decided to invite a guest this week because we thought that this topic is, you know, it needs more brains, to
True.
Yes.
discuss about. I think like an additional brain besides Bill and I would be helpful for this podcast. So yeah, Govin, tell about yourself a little bit to the listeners if you like.
Okay, I'm Barbara's friend, and currently I'm at home. Soon gonna fly back to uni to continue my final semester for my degree. So yeah, I'm glad to join you guys this time.
Woo!
All right.
And we
So
are glad
like
to have you too.
Thank
yeah.
you.
So I explained about how my week went. How about you, Vil? Like how did you feel this week?
Well, first of all, I spent this week trying to catch up with Attack on Titan's manga. I won't spoil anything because I'm a good girl, so. But oh no! But yeah, Attack on Titan, aka Shingeki no Kyojin. Reading the manga itself is pretty draining because of the information that I gathered. So yeah, just to any one of you who's watching the anime, just dedicate your hearts. That's all I can say. Just dedicate your heart.
Shingo o Sasageo. I don't
Shinzo
know.
wa Sasageyo.
I butchered that in Japanese. So like to our Japanese listeners, I'm so sorry. But yeah. Um, So
Yeah.
anime, huh? That's
Yeah.
great. That's a good thing to hear.
Yep.
How about you, Go? How's your week?
My week was going fine until I can't like binge watch things because I tend to get lost in track of time. Like I'll just watch and I don't give a damn about what happens around me. For
I
example,
see.
recently I've been persuaded by my friends to watch WandaVision. I think you guys know.
Oh, yeah.
It just came out. Yeah, so uh, I think last Tuesday or Wednesday, I watched WandaVision. I finished the whole season within just a few hours. So
Wow.
that's how bad I am at time management. That's why I hate to like watch a series because eventually, if I like the series, I can't control myself and I'll just like continue watching till the end and finish it as fast as I can. But WandaVision was nice. So if any of you are like the Marvel fans, I definitely recommend you guys to go watch WandaVision. Like, damn, Scarlet Witch, I stand.
Yes, I stand too.
Yeah,
Yes. It's so sad that it's on Disney Plus and not on Netflix. But then
Yeah.
yeah, it's under so
exactly. That's so frustrating. Like you
yeah.
can't get the exact quality like
hmm
you get in Disney Plus.
Yes, exactly. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we have our ways to watch it. We're not gonna tell illegal.
Yep.
Yep. If you know, you
Mm-mm.
know.
You know
Yes.
IYK YK.
IYKYK. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So like yeah, so basically like we're talking about watching shows like or reading manga. That's like in a way, um it's like a coping mechanism, isn't it?
It
Like
is. Yep.
Yeah,
or
true. It
it
is.
it can be it like for me like I've had like few shitty weeks these past few like weeks and stuff like that. And I found out that my coping mechanism is always through either I would sleep or I
Mm-hmm.
would clean. I would clean. Cleaning de-stresses me. It's like the way I and then I would binge watch series or movies like you guys, or sometimes I refuse not to do anything at all. Like I just don't want to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes, especially when have you ever had one of those days when you're just so drained, like you really have like you're just down in the gutter,
Yep.
and what I mean by you don't want to do anything is that like you don't even like take a shower. Like you just lie on your bed. You don't get
Yeah,
up,
Yeah.
take a shower, or you don't
I've been there.
like so like I sometimes do that, but that's a bad coping mechanism. But I don't know. Yeah. So like either I'll do that, or if there's a mood, if like I have that mood, I will contact my friends and like talk about it to them, which is
Mm.
something I would regularly do. But it'll take time. Like usually when I'm sad or like I'm just down, I don't immediately contact my friends. I want to be alone for a while, maybe
Mm.
like for a few hours or a day, and then when I feel ready, then I will open up to my friends or like my significant other and stuff.
Mm.
So what about
Yep.
you guys? Like you guys, you have any coping mechanisms?
Well, for me, uh, I do, but like you said, it depends. Everyone have their own coping mechanism, and I have like two parts of coping mechanisms. I have the unhealthy one, and I have the healthy one, which I know that everyone have their unhealthy and healthy coping mechanisms. And the unhealthy coping mechanisms that I rarely do, and like it's good that I rarely do, but if I do, it means that things just weren't going my way, and it's just frustrating. Like you said, that there's gonna be that one day where you're just gonna rot in bed, like not do anything, not even get up to shower. You just lay there like
Yeah.
in your cave. And so, personally for me, I try to avoid unhealthy coping mechanisms. Although at some points I will do it, but yeah, for my healthy coping mechanisms, I'd say I would turn to my manga, whatever manga that I'm trying to keep up with, or watch anime, or just randomly in front of my laptop, writing poems or journaling. I mean, writing is good for the soul. There's
True.
some ways where
True. That's
you can't,
true.
yeah, true, you can't verbally express, when times where you just want to be alone but you don't want to talk, so you can just grab a book and a pen or pencil and just write whatever that you're feeling. And I think that's one of my favorite coping mechanism. What about you, Govin? How would you cope with
Yeah.
Hmm.
life?
I do have various coping mechanisms, but
Mm-hmm.
then it all depends on time. Like sometimes it'll work, sometimes it'll not work, but eventually at that point of time, there is something that will work. So I do have, like Will said, a healthy and unhealthy coping mechanism. Where the unhealthy coping mechanism is, I guess some of you might not know and might know, but if I am like, if things really don't go my way and I have no, self control, or like I'll just drink alcohol. Like, but then I know my limit. But that is like once in a blue moon thing where things like everything is like a disaster. So
I
I
get
need
you.
something to bring calm
I
myself
see.
down.
Mm.
So alcohol is the best. But then I'm not encouraging this. This is not good. But then if you are not an alcoholic, but if you drink alcohol, you'll get what I mean. I mean, I'm not an alcoholic, but I do drink. But that is only once in a blue moon. But most of the times, I just do random things that I like. Like I watch movies, I play games. But play games are the main thing. Shout out to my lads out there who always brings me
Oh,
to
the
play games.
lads.
No matter, yeah, they are like the best. Like we do play games almost every night. I'll try to join them every night if I can, but sometimes I do have my own priorities, so I couldn't join them. But I'll try my best, and it's a great way to like end the day because we usually play like late night, and it's very
Yeah.
because we communicate while we play. We have our own Discord server, and like it's a good thing. Besides that, I binge watch movies, but I try my best not to binge watch TV series because if I binge watch TV series, as I said earlier, I will get lost in track of time.
Yeah. True.
And other than
Okay, like
that, I I do like, what do you call, this is like some rare
uh-huh.
thing. Some of you may know I do cook, but then for me to cook, it takes the mood. I need the mood to
Yeah,
cook.
yeah,
Yep,
exactly.
So it
exactly.
Like for you to cook or bake, you need a mood.
yes, not only cook or bake. Literally, if I need to do anything, I need the mood. Like
Oh,
Yes.
I
okay.
need to
I thought
clean
it
the
was only
house,
cooking and baking.
or do gardening. Like if I want to do it, then I'll do it. But I don't know why I have that one alter ego of me where if someone asks me
Ask
to
you
do,
to
I
do it.
automatically get pissed. Yeah, and
Yes.
I won't do
Yeah.
it. Like,
Oh
you know
my
what?
god.
I'll only do it
Yes.
when
Like,
I want to do it.
oh my god, I feel like this is like not only you, but like for all of us out here. Like I remember when I was a bit younger, like when my parents would tell me to like get up, sweep the house, or like don't be lazy, or like get up, like do something and stuff like that. Or like my dad asked me to like maybe check the taxes or like check something online for him or fill some form online, some taxes stuff. Um, I just like I don't like to be told. Like I would not do
Exactly.
it. Like you tell me something, like you ask me to do something now. You'll have to wait 3 to 5 business days for me to do it.
Yes, that's the feeling. That's what I feel.
And so yeah, you're not alone. I think like, yeah, I think we all go through that, that feeling like When
like
our parents tell us
I'll
to do
only,
something
but
now,
sometimes
we're
we
like,
do like
no, I'm not gonna do it.
you know how to call it, like sometimes we do like those are like our priorities, but then we still need the mood to do it. Like sometimes we
Yep.
need to, you
Mm-hmm.
know, clean our
Yeah,
room. We know that we need to clean our room, like not that
yeah.
we ignore, we
Mm-hmm.
know, but then we will wait for the right time to come, like you know, the right
Yeah,
mood, right
exactly.
vibe, then we'll do it. But then paling pantang kalau orang memang they're like, you know, you why don't you clean your room? I'm like, I know what I'm supposed
Yes.
to do and when I'm
Yeah,
supposed to do it.
I
Nobody tell
yeah.
me when I should do it.
I think we can all agree that if anyone asks what our biggest turn off is, we can just say this like we hate it if we know that we need to do the thing, but if people ask us to do it, we're like,
Yes,
yeah,
we'll
that's
be annoyed. We know. You don't have to tell
no,
us.
you have to
biggest
tell
turn
us. We'll do
offs
it on our own
ever.
pace.
Exactly.
Period.
Oh my
Period.
god. So like, oh, Vil, just to
Yes.
make sure you're not, left out.
Yeah,
When
yeah, it's
Govin
fine.
mentioned the lads are basically like our high school friends, like our high
Oh,
school
Yeah.
schoolmates.
cool.
Yeah, so like they would, yeah, they would like,
Game.
all of them are like high school schoolmates. We go to the same high
Mm.
school, so yeah,
Yeah.
those are the lads. They're all lads, obviously, no women.
Yeah, no women, just lads.
Yeah,
But then
just
it's a good thing to, you know, like be connected to them, because I see nowadays like not many people are in touch with their high school friends. Like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
it
yeah,
it's a good thing to, you know, keep connected with them, you know, like the
yeah.
good
I
old
agree.
time. So yeah, I'm
Exactly.
really happy to, like, you know, keep
I
in touch with
totally
them.
agree.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
totally agree with
Same
that.
here.
So I guess we all shared our coping mechanisms already. Um, but let's talk about why these are our coping mechanisms. Like
Mm-hmm.
what caused it?
Yep.
Like the factor that caused it. Was it external or internal? Like, do you have any idea why? Will maybe maybe if you have any idea, do you have any idea why this happens? Like why we have these coping mechanisms?
Okay, so we're gonna go with a deep talk now, which
Oof.
is
Yeah, that
Yes,
was
let's
it's
actually
funny.
go.
This is the theme for this week. So just a
Yeah.
little intro to how we do our podcast weekly. So basically, we're gonna do three themes, and we're gonna repeat those three themes where it's gonna be heavy first, and then there's gonna be light, and then there's gonna be neutral. So last week's topic was neutral, the week before was light, and the first ever episode that we did was heavy. So now we're going back to heavy topic, which is what we're doing right now. And why I think we have various coping mechanisms is there's triggers, right? Triggers
yeah.
out external and internal that makes us ends up doing things that we won't usually do or things that we usually do. And I think the most common external triggers that um, would happen to a person would be if you're a student, it would be your schoolwork, your assignments, exams,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe, I don't know, whatever factors that you're dealing in school, like probably
Mm-hmm.
your grades are not good enough and people look at you differently, or you're always being called
Mm-hmm.
out by, pressure on students where when you're
Yeah,
not the
yeah,
bright kid in class, and sometimes
Yeah.
teachers just have to say like, okay, there's certain students here who does not meet the goals, and this
for the
student needs to
standard.
be, yeah, try harder, or maybe meet me
Yeah,
after class, that kind of thing, so that we can have like
yeah,
extra classes, and that would
Yeah.
lower a student's self-esteem down. And that's for students, and for us young adults who are in university and still a student, we have to balance both uni life like schoolwork and also adulting, which is trying to figure out how
Yeah.
are we going to survive
That's true.
now
Yeah,
and
my God, that's so
later.
true.
Yeah. So maybe that is what I believe, that is why it thinking about balancing, like juggling things here and there to make sure that we stay afloat, is one
Mm-hmm.
thing that drives us to escape reality and just
Yeah.
cuddle up in our cave or in our whatever that is that we create just to feel, just to like bukan rewind, macam refresh and like
Unwind.
unwind.
Rejuvenate, yeah,
Yes,
unwind,
unwind,
yeah.
rejuvenate.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh gosh. But yeah, that's the one. Mm. Is what about Govin? Is there anything that you think might trigger this, or any
Like,
in
like
additional
there is
info
it
you wanna
external
add?
factor? Yeah. Is it external
Oh,
or
okay.
internal?
So, like, just now we'll talk generally about, like, uni students,
Mm-hmm.
but now let me like try to bring about the recent situation we're facing, Miss Coronavirus.
Yes.
Oof.
Oh, ooh.
So, as we see during this COVID pandemic time,
Oof.
like
Yeah.
many people, I think most of the people in the world are like suffering so much. So this is one of the external factors. So like due to mainly because of COVID-19, people can meet each other. They can have get-togethers,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and there is the thing called social distancing, where we all need
Mm-hmm.
to be distanced among ourselves. So this may result in why we need coping mechanisms, because social distancing is actually good for the pandemic, but at the same time
Mm-hmm.
it has a side effect too if people can't,
Mm-hmm.
cope up with themselves. Like social
True.
distancing obviously will make
Mm-hmm.
us feel isolated, because we are definitely being isolated due to the pandemic. So we will feel
Mm.
isolated and lonely,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
this may result in increased stress and anxiety. So
Yeah.
to overcome that, memang we need all these remedies to rejuvenate, to like bring ourselves back despite the
Yep.
havoc we're having in the outside world. So we
Mm-hmm.
we really need the coping mechanism to help ourselves mainly.
Yeah. That
Well
that
said.
that's I could agree with that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
sad
That's
really.
entirely
Yeah.
true. And I would like to add a little bit about like how like social distancing kind of like isolates us and makes
Mm-hmm.
people we feel lonelier even faster.
Yeah.
I don't know. I immediately thought about like those people who live in inconducive households where like maybe they have toxic family members or
Mm-hmm.
maybe they live alone. Wait, living alone it would be another category, I think. Wait,
Yeah.
but more of like an inconducive household. Like
Yeah.
not everyone is born with the privilege where like they're nice with each other with all the family members. They're like like how the typical American movie where like
Happy
the families can
family.
talk to each
Yeah.
Yeah.
other, the families can like get together, like you can share stuff with your family members. Like wow, that's just so unrealistic to my standards because
Mm-hmm.
like
True.
that doesn't happen in real life.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
my heart really goes out to these people. Like imagine like social distancing and then like lockdown happens, you can't go out of the house at all, so you're literally like just
Mm-hmm.
coped up at home, like facing these family members 24/7. And
Yeah.
god forbid, you know, I just kind of imagine the things that they go through whenever they feel stressed, that's caused by the environment in the household. Like just imagine the sadness that they go through. I really feel like I feel that. I really feel that. And my heart goes out to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's difficult because there's no way to go, and the only place that they
Yeah.
could be safe is like a home, even though it, I mean,
Home.
for
Yeah.
they,
Yeah.
for them, it's not home, but it's like a temporary home. They need somewhere to, they need shelter and they need place, and that's the only place that they can turn to. And yeah, we see you, we hear you, and our heart
Yeah.
goes out to you. You're not alone.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys
it's
are not
difficult.
alone. Many
Mm-hmm.
people are going through that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it is a tough time.
It is.
And um, for people who live alone, on the other hand,
Mm-hmm.
if you're the type of person who likes living alone, like that kind of introvert that actually really enjoys just being alone, like just like this pandemic is a good thing for you, like this isolation thing is good for you. Well, I guess that should be okay for you. But for those people who live alone, macam terpaksa tinggal seorang ataupun like stuck because maybe like they work there or they study there so they
Mm-hmm.
cannot go back to their family kan. Um,
Mm-hmm.
usually kayak orang yang seperti seorang-seorang lah yang macam memang perlu ada kawan lah.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel sorry for them too because I faham. I understand these people why they need company. They cannot like live alone. It's not that they cannot be independent. They can be independent, but they just you know it can be really really suffocating to like not talk to anyone if
Like
you live
sometimes
alone.
we do need
Yep.
someone's shoulder to
Yeah,
lie on.
Yes,
as
exactly.
it's not talking to someone as in like not on the phone, okay, like literally in like face to face.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
contoh lah, contoh you tengah potong bawang kan in the kitchen, kadang-kadang you nak berborak-borak juga, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tapi ni you potong bawang sorang-sorang and then you macam like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you really feel isolated. Like you
the
can feel
weather
that
with.
pressure. Hmm.
Yeah, so like okay lah, kesian juga lah orang yang like this. Like I hope one day you get to go back, home or something.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's true.
I think even for introverts who love living alone, they I believe they have their limits to being
Yeah,
isolated, and I believe that
Yeah,
also at certain point they need like face to face conversation with
yeah,
someone.
like
yeah,
to
yeah,
talk to the outer world, like not by being
Exactly.
alone. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. Really agree with that.
because memang it's not easy. Like I mean, like even for introverts, like they do say they prefer to live alone, like not being disturbed. But there are times where they too feel that we need to talk to someone. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes
Yeah,
people, it's okay to feel lonely, but sometimes they do get lonely. Everyone do get lonely at one point of life.
yeah.
So it's okay to reach out to people and talk. So I think those introverts, there are times also where they have the need to, okay, we should talk to someone. We should like go and like
Mm. Yep.
see someone like that.
Yep.
There are times like that too. Not all the
Mm-hmm.
time, all introverts like they just love to be alone
Mm-hmm. Betul,
forever.
betul,
Like,
betul,
we need contact with the outside world as well.
betul, betul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Totally.
It's to keep
Like,
us sane, right? Just
yeah,
need
exactly.
a connection, a communication, at
Yeah, true,
least.
true, true.
Like
I
there
Mm-hmm.
are
agree.
some introverts who like just like stay inside a house with four walls like that without going out or without. That's actually not healthy if you ask me, because you're staying in an isolated place for so long without any contact to the outside world. Like it's very very, it might even like bring you depression,
Yeah.
because you
Yep.
have
Mm-hmm.
no contact to anyone. You're just
Yep.
like indoors. Like I can't understand some people who like choose to live that. I mean, like maybe they like it, but at the same time it's actually not healthy unless they love to be alone, but at the same time just not staying indoors, like go outdoors, like
Yeah.
have
Mm-hmm.
a
I mean,
walk.
still like, still want to go like jalan-jalan at the park or like
Yep.
jalan-jalan
Ah,
pakai
yes,
malam
it
or
should be
something.
like that. At
Ex-
least
Yeah, for
have
sure.
some time So connect to the world rather than just
Yeah.
being
Yes.
in a four wall space.
Mm-hmm.
So
True.
talking about these people, you kind of like remind me of this documentary that I watched on YouTube. It's about the hikikomori community in Japan. Well, these people, these hikikomori people, are basically people who just they really don't want to go outside. They can't go outside because of yeah, because of like mental illness factors. They
Ah,
just find it really hard to kind of connect with the outside world.
outside
Like
world.
they don't even go out. Like yes, they live alone, tapi they do not macam go out jalan-jalan to the park or whatnot. No, they literally like if they have to go out, they only go out maybe just to buy food and like food and like necessities. Then they come back and they usually do that at like the nearest store, or even worse, some people like sanggup just call delivery to get those stuff delivered. Like
Wow.
yeah, so um
Wow.
it's not a choice. They don't choose for this
Yeah.
community. They don't choose lah. It's because dia orang memang ada this penyakit lah, this symptom. So
Ah,
I
they didn't ask
see.
for they don't ask for it either. But most hikikomoris really require a lot of, how to say, therapy to get out of that,
Mm,
to get out of that lifestyle.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
see.
like you could go to YouTube and like search it up. There's a lot of documentaries about this community. And like at first I was like you too. I was like, why do they stay indoors and whatnot? But like the more I watch it, the more I'm like, oh, so these people kind of like find it, they have their demons that they're battling with. That's why they can't connect
Mm-hmm.
with the world, which is really sad. Like no one deserves to go through that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So for them, I don't know if this is. I think this is more of like an internal factor, like that caused them to,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Act like
feel
why?
that way.
Hmm.
Yeah, like act that way.
True,
Mm-hmm.
true.
True, true. Also, I think internal factor also, s- um, like for the internal part, also there are some, what do you call it, like ripple effect from the external triggers. Like for example, because of
Yes.
assignments and because of adulting life, or because of, I don't know, toxic friends, family members,
Relationships, maybe.
relationships,
Yeah.
or communities, it takes a toll on
Yeah.
someone. And when this someone does not reach out for help, or does not try to, not does not try, they did try, but they just can't seem to reach out to
They
people.
can't reach out. Mm.
Yeah, that's why they, we have depression, we have anxiety, we have other mental illnesses that happen to
True.
people. And
Like
yeah,
external factors are the main reasons why like people get those
internal,
internal things.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So external factors do play an important role in like
Very,
having a good mental health.
very important,
Yeah, like
exactly.
Mm.
um my external factor is mostly caused by my schooling life.
Mm,
Um I noticed that since I was a child, like in primary school, I in like in my mind I always have this thought in mind, like all I have to do is just study and just try not to fail. And yeah, I have that mindset. When I was in primary school, I was a bit, how to say, kiasu lah. Like I always
mm,
want to get number one in
mm-hmm.
class. So but like when I was that age, I did not see it as a stress, but I see it as a competition,
Mm,
Mm.
like a healthy thing. So I did not feel stress when I do my revision or etc. But I think like at one point, I don't know how I got an epiphany, like like some kind of revelation. I really I don't know when. At one point in primary school, I was just like, what is all this for? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, what is all this? Yeah, what is all this for?
We
And
start
then
to question what we're doing at that time.
yeah, and
Been
I
there.
was in primary school, and then like the moment I went into like high school, which is like Form 1,
Mm-hmm.
that when I moved to that new school in Form 1, I was literally just like, you know what, screw it. I don't care if I don't get number one or whatnot. I'm still going to study, yes, but I'm not going to be kiasu. I'm just gonna do the
Do
best that
you?
I can, and then
Mm-hmm.
like whatever grade I get, if it's good, it's good lah. If it's bad, then well, it's entirely my fault, and I need to find ways to improve it. But I just try not to stress so much on like I want to get number one in class. No,
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yeah.
Um, and then as the years go by, it's still like that. But when I got into like upper six, lower six, I still don't feel like pressured. But there are times whenever I get like, usually for mathematical questions or questions that use a lot of logic, I notice that I like to call myself dumb a lot. I'm very self-destructive when it comes to those kind of subjects.
Mm-hmm.
When I get a mistake, I'm like, why can't I solve this thing? Like my other friends can solve it so easily. Oh, why can't
Yeah.
I? And then like, although I don't show it, but inside in my mind, unconsciously, like unconsciously, there's like this voice in my head, like, you're so dumb. Like you're really dumb. You are really, really, really dumb.
Yeah.
So like, I would say like unconsciously, my external factor is caused by my schooling life, like studying. So
Mm.
like when it becomes a ripple effect to like internal factors, unconsciously, like now, even until today, like I'm already in like my final year of uni.
Mm-hmm.
uh
Mhm.
Whatever I do, be it like for study or like me just doing everyday kerja biasa, benda yang
Mm-mm.
benda biasa in real life,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
bodoh-bodoh, like maybe I go and order makanan at McDonald's or something.
Mm-mm.
I just can't get rid of the thought that I have to please people. Like I have to not disappoint people. Whenever I do things, I
Oh
must not
yeah.
disappoint people. And then like
Mm-hmm.
I must always feed them their expectations. So it actually destroys me, and I think became it became
A toxic
worse.
trait. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it became the worst, I would say, last semester because I have never met I've never met someone. I'm not gonna mention what, or I think like
Cool.
Will,
Yeah.
what I'm talking about here, like the
Okay.
subject.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have never met or never experienced a certain, how to say, course where I every day, like even whenever like the name pops up in like the chat, like
Mm-hmm.
I would
Uh-huh.
say like my messaging chat app, it will just ruin my day totally, the whole day. And sometimes I would even think about it even like during the weekends,
Mm.
like, oh my god, I will have this class soon. And like the class hasn't even started, but I'm already worrying about it 2 or 3 days in advance. And it just ruins my mood entirely, and like it just makes me self-destructive like 10 times more. It makes me think irrationally.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me hard to breathe. Like I've experienced a couple of episodes where I noticed that I find it really hard for me to breathe. So I really just had to get up and go out to the balcony and just like literally just go out to the balcony and
Breathe.
try to get air.
And
Yeah,
breathe.
I
Yeah.
really
Mm.
I felt really suffocated at home, even
Mm.
though like the class hasn't even started. But I was just thinking about it, the thought of the class and the educator. I was like, I can't breathe. I really can't breathe. I just really want to like, I was thinking about the D word a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, it's all because of like I have this voice in my head whereby I need to feed them their expectations, or else, what's the point of me being alive in this world? I'm very self-destructive like that. I know it's a very toxic trait. Everybody
It
has their
is.
toxic trait, so
Yeah.
I don't know how to get rid of it. I'm really trying to get rid of it, but it seems it's like embedded into me. Like now I can control it, but hopefully when the new semester starts, it doesn't get as bad as last semester.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
But like what you said, like living up to people's expectation. That is my I think the greatest toxic trait I have. Before this, I had because I usually care for people. Like I'm that kind of
Mm.
person naturally. I always be there for them. I try my best to help them. But at the same time, by time goes by, I notice that why won't you help yourself like how you help others? Like I mean, like this question goes to all of you out there. Like you are willing to help people. Like you can't see some people in pain or suffering. You just like
Mhm.
go and offer your help, but
Mhm.
just try to think back you are willing to offer them help. Why aren't you willing to offer yourself help? Like before this, like what Barbara said, living up to people's expectations.
Mhm.
Me being a degree student, at the same
Mhm.
time being a friend, being a family member. Everyone has their expectations on me.
Mhm.
After you graduate, you should be this. Like you should get grade pointers. Like normal students. Like they people
Yep.
have expectation. Like they should graduate. Get dean's list if you can. Get fall flat if you can. Like all of those pressure are on you. But then it's we can't control that because it's the outside factor. What we can control is how we react to it. So before this, I was like I really cared about what people think about me, like how they
Uh-huh.
react if I do this or do that. And that itself, I think, destroyed me before, like a few months to few years back. Like I was really down on, like, oh my god, like before I even start doing something, I'll start thinking like, what will happen? Like, what will people think if I do this? Even though I love to do that thing, but I will keep in mind, like, that stress, that
Mhm.
suffocating is there, where like you keep on thinking about
Mhm.
what others will say if you do this. So during that time, I don't have the freedom to do what I actually want to do.
Mhm.
So that really brought me like pain and suffering, like constantly for a few days. I was like, sometimes people will have that feeling, why am I even alive? Like, why am I
Mm-hmm.
like
Mhm.
this?
Yep.
Like, you are suffocating like that. This all are due to external factors. So what I did to overcome this was I just tried to disconnect from the world, like
Mhm.
disconnect from social media, and take
Mhm.
some me time. Like now I prioritize
Mhm.
me time so much because I understand, like, that is the best way for you to learn about yourself and repair yourself,
Mhm. Mhm.
because you know
Yeah.
yourself best, not other people. Like you can
Yeah.
ask
Oh
for
my
other
God.
people's,
Preach.
it's best for you to like ask people's advice if you're down. Like, shout
Yeah.
out to all of you who are feeling down out there. If you have the feel to reach out to people, go ahead and reach out. There are people who are really
Yes.
willing to help you.
Yep.
Okay, don't keep
Yep.
it to
Exactly.
yourself.
Yep.
Like I did keep it to myself because I had that perspective on like what others will think about me if I, like,
Yep.
luahkan my perasaan to them. I had that.
Mm-mm.
But
Mhm.
now I tell you guys, no, that's not good. That's toxic. That will bring you down. It will bring you depression, anxiety, and
Yep.
whatnot. Who God
Yep.
knows what. So it's best for you to consult people who you love, people who you trust the most. Go consult them. They might help you.
Mhm.
But for me, during that time, I was really scared to reach out to people. Like I was like, exactly, like what
Mm.
will they think if I tell them this? So I took some me time and I started to reflect back things, and I
Mhm.
eventually realized that you shouldn't even give a damn about what others think about you. First place, if you
Yes.
think that the thing that you do makes you happy and harms no one, then just go for it. Just don't care about whoever thinks about you. things. Like everyone has their own opinion. Okay, you can't like react to each one of them and be the nice guy. Okay, you can't
Yeah.
be the nice guy to everyone. There are people who will like hate you. Like no matter what you do, they'll still see you as the bad person. Okay, so you don't have to think about that. I just want to let you guys know that just do whatever that makes you happy and don't think about anyone. Put yourself first. That's what I said before this. I put others first and put my self second because I was selfless that time. But realizing it by time, it is really suffocating. Like if you put others first, I mean, like it's a good thing to put others first, but for a
Mm-hmm.
long term, it's not, because you will feel suffocated at the end, and you will feel like there's no one to help you. So it's
Mm-hmm.
best to put yourself first and just practice on what makes you feel happy and makes you feel good. Put yourself first, then you put the rest, and if you help yourself like great, like you give great help to yourself, you can definitely help others better because you have
Oh,
helped
per
yourself.
preach.
Per.
So therefore, like go out there, do what you like, and yeah. So just don't care about what others say. Okay, everyone has their perspective on you. You can't act to those. So just enjoy your life. That's what I want to tell. Like yeah.
Wow, that was a very, very
Hey.
wholesome lecture from Dr. Govin Raj. Dr. Govin Raj,
Yeah.
Damn.
PhD in
Not doctor
engineering.
yet. I don't even know.
Dr. Govin
Damn.
Raj, PhD in engineering.
Oh
I feel
my
like
god,
this is the greatest
engineering license.
sermon I've ever heard in like
Oh my
weeks.
god.
I'm like, yes,
Pastor Govin,
preach, per, periods.
Pastor George Govin. Okay, I don't know.
Damn. Too much
Your
names. I
Christian name
can't.
will be George.
Why George though?
Why
I
George
don't know.
though? I have a friend named
Maybe.
George.
Yeah, oh my god.
George
No.
Chong.
Oh, but like
Oh my god.
wow, that was really like it was an uninterrupted like wholesome lecture about like
Exactly.
1001 reasons why you shouldn't give a damn about like what people
Yeah,
think about you. Like
because I
some
really
people
have the feel that
Mhm.
I really need to tell this to people because there are people out there who are like me, who like really give a damn about people's opinion. Like every single opinion they get, they like think back like, oh my god, what will they say? What will they say? I've been through that, and now I know what should I do, and now I'm really like, not to say stress free, but I'm feeling better by not giving a damn.
Yes,
So yes, so you
preach. I
shouldn't give a
agree.
damn.
Preach.
Like
Yes.
w- um can like I like to add on a bit as well, like
Sure,
before we
go
Sure.
ahead.
yeah, before we go on a break,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to add on, like, it's okay. Like, people should definitely like live life, like not giving a damn about what others think about, you, or like about them. But also, like, um, make sure it doesn't get to your head like too much, whereby you become like
Ah,
narcissistic,
yes,
or you
that's
Yeah.
suddenly like
true.
it develops into an inferiority complex, whereby like
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I
not
mean, like,
good
it's
too.
good.
Like,
It's good.
like, yeah, I
It's
mean,
good.
like,
Like,
mm,
uh huh.
like people say, like, how do you call it? Like, everything has a limit,
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
So, like
Exactly.
what you said, if it goes over the limit, then it's bad as well. Like what Barbara's saying right now.
yeah. Like, like, yeah, it's good for you to think like, oh, I'm the best. Like every day you think like, I'm the best. I do good. I did good today. I did such. I do a lot today. Like, yeah, you can think that. Like, yes, you can think like you're like the number one or whatnot. But like,
Mm-hmm.
don't don't like
Let
let
it
it
get
get to
into
your
your
head and
head.
affect the way you treat others around you,
Yep.
or in the community
Mm-hmm.
and in
Exactly.
society.
Exactly.
Because like sometimes when you go overboard with this, it like indirectly or like unconsciously, you just turn out to be like the biggest egoistic buffoon in the room. You
Mm,
get it? Like
yes.
Exactly.
like yeah, everybody love yourself, yes, but keep it like, your own competition is just yourself. Don't treat
Mm,
others around you like crap. Make sure
True.
you treat
true.
the people around you like good, and don't don't shove your ego to your faces like, hey, I'm the best. Like you
Exactly.
keep that thought to yourself. Like keep that optimism to yourself.
Like, it
You know,
costs
go
nothing to
overboard.
be nice. Like, you can just be nice. Like, I don't get it why some people are like so mean. Like,
Exactly.
you definitely don't know. Like, I mean, like, you just see a person from like their outer perspective on like how they react to you, but at the same time you don't see there are things that you can't see that they are going through inside. So it takes nothing for you to be nice to them. Like, just be nice. Maybe that person
Mm-hmm.
is being happy, but they might be having a rough day. Like, okay, like, exactly, like, they are having a rough day. You don't know, okay? We definitely don't know what another person is going through if they
Yep,
don't tell us.
definitely,
Some people,
Yep.
definitely.
like me, I keep it inside.
I
So it's
agree.
best for you to just be nice to everyone who are around you. Like, just bless them. Like, there are people going through so much in life,
Yep.
and you being mean to them, like adding on the sorrowness that they have, like it's a really bad thing to do to a person. Like,
Yep.
you're very mean. So just be nice. It costs
Yep.
nothing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yep. And with that being said, we will take a break and
Pray.
continue. We'll
All
Yes.
right.
continue like to talk more. We'll take five here and yeah, we'll see you
See you
later.
later.
See you later, guys.
And we are back. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
I just like to say what you just said a few minutes ago, Govind, that spectacular preach. You just shout out to
Yeah.
people.
Shout out
I
to everyone out
The
there.
whole time you were preaching, you were speaking out, you were having your TED Talk moment. I felt everything, and trust me, I needed to hear that. And I hope the audience who are feeling down this week or this have been for the past few weeks or past few months, I hope and we hope that what he just said helped you guys. What we're talking about would help you guys. So yes, there's no harm in reaching out to people. It's good to actually reach out and figure things
Yeah.
out on how to help yourself because you've been doing
I
a lot to people.
definitely recommend everyone to reach out.
Exactly. That's also a reminder to
Yep.
myself because I can't
Yes.
seem to. I have a struggle of reaching out, like you said before. It's not
Hmm?
that afraid, not afraid. I don't know where I stand, but I I understand the feeling of not reaching out because like you said, people sometimes like me, I tend to care about what people think, and just after that talk, I'm like, yeah, yeah, maybe I should. Why I help people a lot. Why can't I help myself? And it was really
Yeah,
an eye-opening speech. Thank you, Govin.
yeah.
I really needed that.
No problem. Like,
Don't
really.
like don't feel afraid to reach out to me if you're down, Will. Like I'm literally always my ears are always open. I'm serious. Like the one thing I feel really blessed about still keeping in touch with my high school friends that I'm with right now is that our support system is so strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm, that's
yeah,
very true.
we have our own ways of coping. Like we have our own coping mechanism. Like for mine, I already mentioned. If I'm ready and I'm already in the mood to like reach out, yes, I will reach out. So I would reach out to them, these high school friends, like maybe to Gouvin or like to Aiman, or maybe to Natasha, like my friends out there. Shout out everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Or I would just reach out to anyone who's available in the group chat. Or Marcella. Marcella, if you're listening to this, what's up?
Shout out.
Like, yeah. Or sometimes I even like reach out to you, Will, like this afternoon. You
Yeah.
know, about that
Yeah.
topic. We never mentioned what, but yeah, I reached out to you. But it feels a bit, how to say, it makes me feel really blessed that I have people around me that I can trust to have these conversations with, because it's not easy. It is really not easy. And to listeners out there who are still struggling to kind of like open up to vent, don't worry about what that other person would think about you. If if you really feel like you just need help, just ask for it. I'm
Mm.
Yeah,
sure, I'm definitely sure like nobody in this world, is born evil. And like us as humans, our first instinct is to help. So like we should,
exactly.
you don't don't think they'll be like, oh, later they'll think like, I'm so clingy or blah blah blah, if I have these negative thoughts. No, don't. I hope that you will like learn to overcome those thoughts and slowly open up. Maybe like if you don't want to call or like meet face to face, maybe you can start with text, like
Mm.
texting or something
Yeah.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everyone have their own coping mechanism, like how do you say, like, okay, like some people choose not to reach out, like, okay, I understand, like some of you are not like into reaching out to people or not, but other than that, rather than keeping it to yourself, you can just like do something about it, like be like, okay, sometimes if you're just sitting there doing nothing, you think about the things that like suffocate you. So try to do something instead of just sitting like that. You do something that makes you happy, like do your hobby, do whatever you like to do. But then if those things don't work, then it's just best for you to tell someone about it, to all my friends or anyone out there. If you guys know me, you guys can just reach out to me. Like, I'm there to listen. Like, I'm a
Exactly.
great listener. I hope. So, like, it's better than too late, because, like, some people just keep things to themselves and some
Mm-hmm.
unwanted things may
Yep.
happen. And
Yep.
none of us want that to happen. Nobody wants that
Yep.
to
Yep.
happen.
Nope.
Touch wood.
So touch
Touch wood.
wood. So it's best for you guys to just reach out and just it's even though you don't get a good response from the person you're reaching out to, but then the feeling of you letting things out is actually already more than enough for you to feel
Mm.
better.
Yeah.
Yep. And I
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, like I noticed something that, I feel like distracting yourself is the best way to kind of like
Cope.
overcome
Hmm.
overcome the this like overcome those like thoughts that you have that's clouding your mind. Like
Yep.
let's say, mm, let's say individual A is like maybe is having a hard time with love life or relationship at work.
Mm.
So individual A finds a hobby, which is to start up a does a small business, like online business,
Mm-hmm.
doing selling things that he or she likes, that's as a hobby. So like I find it like when you do something, it distracts you from it, it
Mm-hmm.
like distracts you from those irrational thoughts.
Thoughts. Yeah.
Hmm.
And when you keep like working and distracting yourself, like God's willing, it will like make you forget about why you were upset. even
Yeah,
in the
it
first
just
place.
works over time. That's true. Like, you get carried away with things you like because you are focused and determined on doing the things you want. So, as a result, while you're doing that, automatically these suffocating, memories or feelings or like thoughts you have will fade away through time. And after, like, if you keep doing things you like and, keep distracting your mind from those bad thoughts, eventually one day you will look back and you say, wow, I literally moved on from those thoughts.
Yeah, and you're
So
like,
it's
why
a
was
good
I
thing.
sad in the
Yeah,
first place?
what was that?
Mm-hmm.
You
Why was
know?
I like that? Like, why? Like, you question yourself, you was that I? Like,
Yeah. Oh my god. We were like,
yeah, like
"Kenapa
did
like,
is that me? Like, did I even think that thing? Like, eventually you'll think like those thoughts are not worth your time at all. Like,
yeah, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
those
agree.
thoughts will
Yeah.
just bring you down, bring negative vibes, just negative shits around. I mean, I'm sorry I curse, but yeah, like just bring bad things around. But then, like, you'll eventually look back and you think like that's not worth it. So for those of you who are having like bad thoughts right now, I just want you to question it, like, is it worth it? Just sitting there thinking about the things that maybe can be changed or maybe can't be changed, sadly. But then, like, if you have ways to, like, be carried away from those thoughts, then why not just do those things, like do things that makes you happy. Some people love cooking, reading, or writing, or jogging, or dancing. Just do what makes you happy, and eventually you'll get carried away from those bad thoughts and you'll be back to yourself.
Mm.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, like,
Yep.
I
I
make it
totally
sound
agree.
easy, but definitely it's not as easy as that.
It
Like,
takes
it
Yep.
takes
time.
time. It takes
Mm-hmm.
time.
Yeah.
You
It
need
takes time. It
patience. You
really
need
like.
patience to do it.
Yep. Like you need to find like you need to wait. You don't find for it. You literally need to wait it out, and when you find that will comes by itself for you to like, maybe you won't do the things that you love. Like honestly, right now, like I like writing, I like reading, but like I'm going through a very, very like massive writer's block right now, and I
Mm-hmm.
can't produce anything creative since
Hmm.
my semester break started. I
Yeah.
can't even like write a poem because like my creative juices are just not coming. Like they're just not there. Like every
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
every day I wake up like, come on, brain, come on, you gotta like come up with some kind of poetic stuff. Come on, brain, but like it just doesn't come. So I'm like, I even try to force myself to like write maybe like one or two lines, but like like when you're like writing something, it just has to come out like magically. You
Yep.
don't force it,
True.
and like when I read the thing that I write, I feel like it's too academic. Like, damn, what did uni life do to me?
Yes, exactly.
I was like, what did
Totally.
uni life do to me, man? Like, why is my poem so like or why does my poem sound like some kind of like academic thesis or something? Like, damn, no, I can't do this. So like, yeah, like I'm really waiting for that day when like my poetic brain would come back, and like I even stopped writing fan fictions. Like I have a fan fiction blog. Oh, another one of my coping mechanisms is I would, yeah, update fan fictions on my fan fiction blog. I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
mention where or what is my fan fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know.
That's a secret I will not tell.
Hmm.
But if you might have read some of my fan fictions, you might not know. But yeah, but anyways, yeah, fan fiction writing is like one of my coping mechanisms because it gives me escapism, like an escape from
Mm-hmm.
reality. When you get to like
Yes.
That's true.
imagine things. I find like imagination is like the most beautiful and like the best cure to mental stress. I
Very
really
true.
like
Very, very
I
true.
could live I could live in imagination, but then like yeah, we are in reality.
Like,
Because if we do live in imagination, we would just literally be stuck in one corner
yes,
and
that's
not doing
Yeah.
true.
anything.
We should be practical sometimes to, like, see the real thing that's happening, like not just stay in the imagination world like that.
Yeah, I felt that. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's okay.
it's okay, I know, but like it's
Yeah.
really good to be practical sometimes because just because I'm an INFP and INFP that's
No. Are we
I
talking
mean like
Mm.
personality type? No.
I know, but like they like to relate like your personality type to like you imagine a lot, but
Yeah.
sometimes I do find myself like deep into imagining things, and I'm doing well with it where I can just like snap out of it, but it was hard for me to do back then because I love my imagination world. I mean, who doesn't? It's a
Oh
way
my
for you to
god.
escape
Like
Yes,
reality. Who doesn't?
exactly.
Come on.
honestly,
You
like
get
Who
to
doesn't?
imagine,
Come on.
your favorite characters or
You
favorite
can just
yeah.
who
think
what
whatever you like.
world
Mm-hmm.
exactly. But
Yeah.
like at certain point you're like you gotta wake up. Come on, this is reality.
Come
You
on.
got
Yeah,
to
But
get
that's
like
that
that's not
bread.
true.
no, like
You,
Exactly.
one thing,
That
you need to
feeling is
like
very
survive.
like
one thing about this, Will,
mm-hmm.
like one thing about this, Will, is like I really admire the your capability to have like such imagination because you are like you are an INFP like NF
Mm,
NFP. Like me, my 16th personality is an I am an ISTJ. So like I STJs people, we're like judgmental and we like to live by the book. Like
Yeah.
like we live we live by the book, and we live with a routine. Everything is like practical. Everything
yes.
is like everything
Yes, you
is
see on the practical side
yeah,
more, like
and then
more
like
Mm-hmm.
judgmental. Yeah.
no, not that like, but everything is more on like the current, like the reality.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
Reality,
imagination, yes, it can come and go, but like it doesn't stay as long as
maybe.
how it does with you, Will.
Mm-hmm.
My
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
imagination can probably only stay like a day, and then like the next day it just disappears.
Mm. Yeah. See
Like you
again.
see, like all of us have like different like ways to
Mm-hmm.
get carried
Yep.
away. I mean, like some of you will think like like what I said, do things you like. Okay, some of you may think like what do I actually like? I was in that phase. I can't lie. I was in that phase where I was confused about who I am. Like, what am I? Like, what do I like? Like, I was in that phase, so I understand for those of you who don't know, like, what you like to do. So, my suggestion is like, just do things that carries you away with time, like just focus on something, like maybe random things like watching a movie, or just like doing puzzles. Like there are so many things around you which
Yes.
can help you to like get carried away and not being dragged by those like toxic thoughts you have.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
like
Yeah,
me, like sometimes I have so much things that I like to do. That's a problem if you have so many things that you like to do, and at that point of time you don't know what to do. Like you have too much
Yeah.
in your plate and you'll be like,
yeah.
wait, what should I
Which
I
one
forgot
to
to
do?
tell
do?
you, like,
Yeah.
Which one to
Will,
do?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Will,
exactly.
Yeah.
um, I forgot to tell you that Govin is an INFJ.
Yeah, I am an
Govin is
I
an
INFJ.
INFJ. So we have
Mm,
like two NFs in this house here, and we
I
yeah.
have like one ST.
see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
So like Govin is an INFJ, and we have an INFP here. And then
Mm-hmm.
suddenly, like randomly, you have an ISDJ. What the heck?
It's okay. It's good. We have variations. We have
Exactly.
Very.
versatility.
It's
Yes,
more of like I'm
it's
surrounded by a lot
better.
of Fs. I'm literally surrounded by a lot of Fs, like feelers.
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
is it F is like feelers, right? Like what is that?
Yeah, if
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
mistaken, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. If I'm not
like
mistaken. Mm.
people who are like very emotional, and I'm like, damn, I'm not the okay. The problem about me as an ISTJ is that like I can be seen as very how to say, a person like that easily switches off her empathy.
Mm,
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I
yeah,
can just like switch off my empathy and be like I'd feel nothing, like no emotion whatsoever, like no sympathy, no emotion at all towards a certain situation or whatnot. And it really scares me, and it does scares others as well, like when I
yeah,
have this attitude. But it's not that I want to be an asshole, and like um the problem about ISTJ people is that when there is a problem, we don't emotionally reach out to it,
Mm-hmm.
because the first thing when we look at the situation is that we want to fix it.
Yes,
We
and you look
like,
more towards
yeah,
the practical side of
or
it. That's
Yes.
true.
I it's like we look more towards like, okay, there's a problem, we must fix this problem,
You look for
Mm.
because like,
solutions.
yeah, like look for the solutions, because by by finding solutions and actually doing them, that's the only way to overcome the sadness.
Yes.
So it
It
can
is
cause a
actually a
shock
good thing,
in a
like
relationship.
like
Yeah.
you are thinking straight, like people like me and Vil, like we have that F. Okay, so it's really tough sometimes for us to like make decisions based on our feelings.
Exactly.
Like people are you guys
Damn.
can like like make decisions based on like things that are practical, so that will help your feeling. But for us, our feelings will definitely disturb our decision making part.
Exactly.
Just with it. Oh my god, that is so
So
true about you guys. That is so
yeah,
damn true.
so
Because
that's
So
like
like
damn true
we
about
will
you
have a really
guys.
tough time to do it. So like it's a good
Yeah,
thing
mm,
in a way.
like yeah, it's a good thing, but it's also like I'm trying to learn from you guys to have emotions as well. But then again, like I find it really difficult because I'm like, "Oh, you guys make decisions based on emotions. I make decisions based on like the situation, and like I want to fix it now and now, so we can
mhm.
overcome it, which actually
Exactly.
can really cause it can cause like hiccups in relationships. I definitely it happened to mine. Like
Okay.
um the number one fight that usually occurs between like me and my partner is because of this, like because my partner is an INFP and I'm an ISTJ, so he's
The
the
F
emotional
gang.
one. Yeah, he's the emotional one, and I am the like the cold-hearted one, I would
Yeah.
say. So like I would, yeah, it caused a lot of like misunderstandings and miscommunications, and I don't know.
But it's a
If
good
you're
thing to have
listening to this, if
like
if you're listening to this, like,
I think
yeah.
yeah, okay.
no, I mean like it's a good thing to have a partner who is like not like you. Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
Like
Yes,
sometimes
exactly.
that's
Um,
in a way you
um,
learn better about
really?
yourself, and your relationship won't be boring. Like if you found someone like you
Hmm.
and you get in a relationship with them, definitely it's boring because you guys share the same things that you like damn,
Hmm.
what fun do you have in that? Like you know sometimes do you hear like people ever say like bestly mogado, like like it's fun to have an argument, like so like that only happens when you have like two different people with different perspectives.
Mhm.
So like
Mhm.
you and your partner Barbara, you say he's more towards the lovey-dovey feeling kind of person, and you are more towards the realistic part. So like when you guys talk, you do have differences, and that's when you learn
Hmm.
more about yourself and your partner as well. And
Yes.
you use that to like repair yourself, like, oh, okay, I'm like, sometimes you're like, okay, I'm good at this, sometimes you'll be like, okay, I need to be better, like I'm a shitty person, like you can see that
Oh
while
my god,
having that argument.
I am generally a
so
shitty person in a relationship. I
so
am.
definitely you can reflect
I am
yourself that
generally a
time,
shitty relationship.
so it's a good
Yes.
thing in a way, you improve yourself.
Mm-hmm. I
Okay, like
think not
maybe
only
you
for
said,
part.
okay.
Uh-huh. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I
Continue,
just
Bill.
like to add
Or you
in.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Okay.
just add.
Um, I think not only partners but also among friends. I'm not saying like if you have the same
Yes, I
thing,
agree
cause
so much with you,
even
Bill.
like I'm not saying like, oh, if your friend is also like, for me, I am an INFP, then I have a friend who is INFP. I'm not saying that that friend is bad. I'm just saying it's good to have varieties so that you know what kind of people you're
Yes,
dealing with, and friends
and you can learn
also,
more.
you can learn more, and friends reaching out to these friends is another part of coping mechanism, because like I am an
Yeah.
INFP,
Oh my god.
right? And then you reach out to
Yeah.
your
Yes,
friend who might probably be an INFJ or ENTP, ENTJ,
Oh my god.
ESTP. You have a lot of different personality. And when you, for example, you reach out and say, hey, I'm having a rough time, I'm having a rough day, I don't know what to do. And then they can give different opinions like, oh, personally for me, I would do this, or then another one chipped in and give advices, and I feel like that's, it's a, how to say it, life is just more beautiful that way.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel really blessed to have like a variety of friends with a lot of different like types of personalities.
Yeah.
Um, honestly, like, okay, for example, you and I, Vil. Okay, Vil, when we are in uni, Govin, whenever like
Mm.
maybe we're like waiting for the bus or we go eat together, maybe at Hot Meal
Mm-hmm.
Bar or something.
Oh, hot
Like,
milk.
yeah, oh, Hot Meal Bar, mi tarik, oh, rindu.
Can't relate. I'm not in
So
UKM.
shut up. So like okay, whenever like Vil and I and also like a bunch of our other friends, shout out to Alia. Alia is always there wherever we are, or maybe
Woo!
and sometimes there would be Tasha or
Yep.
Sume or Samina or like our gang, ELS gang,
Yeah.
we like hang out and stuff. So like randomly, Alia and Vil, you two would try to like do some kind of lovey-dovey stuff, or maybe like reenact some kind of scene from anime or something, and you try to do it on me. You try to like maybe do give me like the finger heart, the Korean finger heart thingy,
Yes.
and
Huh.
I would usually reciprocate the finger heart, the Korean finger heart, with the middle finger. Like
Yes.
Vil would like Vil would
That
like randomly do
vibe.
it to me. Vil would be like Babra Babra, and then she would show me like the finger heart, and I'll be like, I would have like disgusted face. I'll be like, Kau pahal, and then like I would show her the middle finger. I'll be like, what the fuck, like what's
That's
wrong with
so us.
you?
You need
And she'd be
love,
like,
Barbara.
come on, give it back to me. I was like, I don't want to give you a finger heart. Ugh.
She needs
But
she needs
yeah, like
love. But yeah. Hmm.
like those
Yeah,
those things are really helpful. Like at the same time, like you see, like we the F people feel like in a way,
Hmm.
if we do reach out to people, like sometimes like people like Barbara, they are like they are more towards realistic, but at the same time they don't really think about feelings. So some of them might have trouble,
Yeah.
trying to initiate to like
Hmm.
share their feelings, or
Yep.
like rant out what they have.
definitely.
So people like us, if we talk to them, like we share our feelings to people who like more towards the realistic part. Like if we share to them, then it is also a good thing, where it
Hmm.
will also like make them think, okay, you know what, I think we should share to them as well, so we do help them to open up. Do you get
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
like they can
definitely,
they
definitely.
will feel more comfortable opening up to us
Yeah, yes,
because
Yep.
we open up
comfortable.
to them
Yep,
first.
yep,
So it's
yep. Because
actually a good thing, yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Like I would say, like people like you, Vil, and Govin, and like Alia, because Alia is ISFP, also an
Hmm.
FP. So like you guys with like Fs in it, like feelers, like people with who are more inclined towards
Feelings,
emotions.
yes.
You, I feel like if if I were to be friends with a bunch of people who have J's or like STJs in it, I think there would be a bit like a lot of fight because it's more towards
Chaos.
like
Yep.
physicality.
Hmm.
So yeah, I could see like from other perspectives and stuff. Like although it's hard for me to like take it in and learn, but like it makes me understand that like I'm not the only one in the world. So
Hmm.
like this is how other people react. Oh,
Yes.
talking about
Yes.
not other people in the world thingy. Um, okay, if you're like a friend, like you go to a friend for like advice to vent or whatnot, like um take your friend's advice, as like something in consideration, take it into
Taking
consideration,
account,
and
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
try not to like like maybe you disagree. If you do disagree with the friend's advice or opinion, yeah, you can voice it out, but um try not to make your friends as people who you only look for when you're down.
Hmm.
Like friendship
Yep.
doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Friendship is a give and take thing. Like
You
you
share
don't.
happiness and sadness together,
Yeah,
not just sadness.
Yes.
yeah. So like make sure you don't reach out to your friends, the people that you vent to, only when you're feeling like really down, or like when you're sad about something, or like you're brokenhearted, those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Because it really makes think, like, try to put yourself in the shoes of the friend. The friend might
Mm-hmm.
think like, oh, this person only looks for me when, you know uh
They're
they
down.
are sad,
Yep.
Mm.
they are heartbroken, they are, going through some trouble. And do I feel like this is worth it, this friendship is worth it? Because when this friend is like okay and happy, this friend never looks for me, this friend never chats me up, this friend never even like this friend is like just forgets about me, like I don't even exist at all. So yeah, don't treat your friends like that, please,
Mm-hmm.
listeners. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
your friends
It's
are
like it's
also
as if
individuals.
how do you call it's as if like the friend that you run to feels like they're being used. Like you
Yeah.
just look for them when you need to, and then like just vanish like that. Like that's not a good thing to do, because like you should appreciate your friends all the time. Like friends are really gifts. Like I can't describe what gifts are there, but they are really precious. So make sure like
Yes.
you take good care of them and be there for them when they need you, because they'll be there for you. Your true friends will be there for you if you need them. I mean, like, there are some people
Yes.
in disguise calling themselves friends around you, and that you get confused which one is the real one. But then the real one will be there for you when you're down. Those
True
Yeah,
people
when
who
you're
are
thicket.
down
so
and when you're happy. You get it?
those
Like,
people.
that's
Yeah.
very important. Like, you can celebrate things together, and
Yes.
also like celebrate things and comfort each other when you need to. But I feel like it's very important to have that kind of balance. Like, don't just reach out to people, and then like forget about them when you're okay. Do not do
Mm-hmm.
that. Just do
Yeah.
Exactly.
not.
You just
It
make them feel
it's
worse.
really,
Like
it's
you make
really
them
hurtful.
feel
Like,
used.
it
Yeah,
is.
it's really
Mm-hmm.
hurtful. True.
I mean, I go through it a lot. From my personal experience, I go through it a lot. And um it's not that I don't care about this friend, like I do, but the thing is that, like, I just don't understand, like, why why only look for me when there's a problem, you know
True.
and
Mm-hmm.
for me, like, it's like going on and on again. And at times it can be draining, but I only want the best for that friend. You get what I mean?
All
Mm-hmm.
of
But
us
if
do.
that friend can't even appreciate me, or like appreciate me when, like, they are okay, I really start to question, like, huh, am I
Yeah,
being
that's
used?
true. Like
So I'm like, yeah,
we as friends are really trying our best to be there for our dear friend who needs our help. But at the same time, everyone has their own feelings too, right? So like if you just you keep giving, and when you analyze, you see like this person is just like just reaching out to us when they need something, and when they don't, like they just blah macam tu je. So like you feel used. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
so to those of you out there, just treasure your friends. Like like be there for them when they need you, and just like treat them as how you want to be treated.
Oh my God, exactly. Preach,
Yes.
preach, Pastor Govin.
Oh, this
So
reminds me of one of my BM teacher in primary
Okay.
school.
okay,
She
Mm-hmm.
also, it's the same thing. Treat others like how you want others to treat you.
yes, that's the main thing. That's what
Exactly.
everyone like. I mean, it's just a short phrase, but then when you think about it, it actually means a lot.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So yeah, like just treat people like how you want to be treated. You want to be treated nicely, then be nice. It's just as simple
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
that.
oh my God, I
You
agree. I
don't have to
totally agree with
pay
that.
or do anything to be nice. Just be nice. Like it's
Yeah,
an
Yeah,
act
yeah,
of
exactly.
kindness.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, your friends, I mean, like, venting out to your friends is a good coping mechanism, but also learn to appreciate your friend, in the
Yes.
process of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because
They
people,
were there for
people,
you when you were down.
yeah, like,
Yes.
people don't exist for you and you only,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
like, the
True.
world doesn't work that way.
The
True.
world doesn't
So,
revolve around you only, my brother.
oh, her,
Yes.
her.
Yes. So,
Oh, it's
yeah,
very intense
how
topic today.
very intense indeed. Look at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, oh my
Oh,
god,
look
it's
at
almost,
the time. Oh
oh
my
wow,
I
god.
we've been talking this
know.
long.
We have been talking.
I mean, like, it's
Yeah.
good, like our messages are like, I hope they are sent to the listeners out there. Like,
Like,
Mm-hmm.
let me check the comments from our viewers. Like,
um,
oh, we have like, okay, we have like Alia. We have Ain too. Ain, hello, Ain.
Yeah.
And
Hi.
we
okay,
have like
hi,
comments from Marco as well. Oh, from like the comments from before, like,
Facebook. Yeah,
yeah,
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
forgot to check the comments. So sorry, we're interacting
Yeah,
with you guys.
we
Don't
were
worry.
We
really
were
We're sorry.
interesting.
We
Like,
deep.
appreciate
sorry that we didn't react to your comments. Like, okay, shout out to all of you watching out there. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Sherry. Hello, all of you.
Ni hao.
Ni
Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
hao.
everyone. Thank you for tuning
Like
in.
this, thank you for listening.
Thank you for tuning
I
in,
really
everyone.
hope that what we talked about today reached out all of you in a good way, and like,
Mm-hmm.
you guys can take it, like, I know some of you might feel down out there, like, maybe it's not your day today. So I hope this talk really, brings up your mood, and you may have like a little bit of clarity on what you should do after this. So I just hope
Yeah,
the best for all of you. Okay, just be
yeah.
happy.
Like we hope that this, like the again, time and time again, I keep on reminding you guys on this podcast that this podcast is solely created because we want young adults, local young adults like Straukian, or maybe like don't care Straukian or not Straukian,
Everyone,
like
like just
people
young
our
adults
age,
and adults,
young
Mm-hmm.
adults
yeah.
around our age to kind of like have some kind of podcast where they can like listen to and relate to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
like the struggles that we all go through together. Like not like mostly I think Generation Z. We're like from the Gen Z more, right? Is
Mm-hmm.
it like? Do you think so, Will?
Gen Z. I don't know. I saw this one TikTok and they said that there's another
Gen Z are trying
generation,
to cancel, yeah.
Zennials, Zennials, because we're between millennials
Yeah,
and Gen Z.
Yeah, that,
So
yeah.
Zennials is like from 1995 to 2002.
Mm-hmm.
oh, oh
Yeah,
yeah. So
so
like, I'm not sure now. Like, are we Gen Z or Zennials? But yeah, like the message this podcast is created for
It's for you
these
guys.
people in this generation.
Yeah.
Like, I notice like yeah, there are other like podcasts out there, that talks about local stuff. But we
mm-hmm.
just want one that's just dedicated, like created by us young adults for you young adults out there.
Exactly.
Exactly. Like, not only Gen Z, maybe some of you like from Gen Y might be watching this, but yeah, I hope, like, this brings something. From the beginning of the podcast till now, I just want to remind you guys that, you just treat people like how you want to be treated, and just, take care of yourself. Take good care of yourself as how you want to take care of the person you love, because
Yes.
you can only take care of yourself the best, rather than take other people trying to take care of you, because you know yourself. So you know your worth. So just like be there for yourself, okay? It's
Yes.
okay
Yeah,
to feel down at sometimes,
preach.
but then, do you, just do you, and just be happy. That's all. Life is short, so you just must, enjoy. Like, kadang-kadang, we feel like, ah, yeah, fuck this life. Like, okay, I cursed again, sorry. But yeah, damn this
Whoop,
life. But
whoop.
then, like, like, it's okay to feel down at sometimes. So if you
Mm-hmm.
think about it, like, life is really short. Like, people are like, passing away, like, no matter what age they're at. Some people, like, when they're a baby, or when they're old, or when they're still schooling, like, we never know when our time is coming.
Mm-hmm.
So from the meantime, in this time gap, just do what we want to do. Just be happy as how we want to be happy, so that, we can think back like, wow, we lived happily, and we will feel happy about how we lived our life in the future.
Yes.
Yes.
Again,
So yeah,
a very
just
powerful
be
message.
happy.
Yes, that's what we want to
Oh
share
yeah.
Wow,
today.
just be happy. It's just that simple. Be happy.
Be kind,
Like
be
very
nice,
Yeah,
and
be
be
intense
kind, be
happy.
conversation.
happy, be nice. That's true.
Very intense, and very like, I don't know, like I fulfilling topic today, right, Vil?
Yes.
Yes, it is very, and we're very glad for Govin to be featured in today's podcast. If not, we wouldn't
Thanks.
have this intense talk.
Thank you.
Thank
Woo!
you so much for
Thank you
being
guys so
interested in this
much.
podcast.
It's
I
really
tell
fun
you,
sharing thoughts
this
with you
man can
guys.
talk. He can talk.
And yes, exactly. I'm blown. I'm mind blown.
It's fun like to share things like this with you because I really love sharing and I really love
Mm,
to like share my thoughts to people. Like, sometimes it may be wrong, but people can correct me all the time. I'm up to constructive criticism where I can repair myself, but at the same time, if what I share makes people feel good about themselves and they can improve themselves, then that's all what I need. I'm just happy for
yeah,
them. I'm just
exactly.
happy.
Also, to
So,
audiences, listeners out there, maybe some of these opinions or whatever that we're talking about might not, you might have some like feeling to it, but bak kata pepatah Melayu gitu, buang yang
Gitu.
keruh, ambil yang jernih gitu.
Yeah,
Ya,
gitu.
yes, shit, shit.
Chat, chat,
Do
chat.
it's
people,
Let's
been a
go,
while
Tiff.
since I used
do
like
people
pepatah
actually
Melayu lah.
Oh my
chat
Woo,
chat
god, I know,
now?
right?
woo.
Dang.
Damn,
But
that was
yeah,
intense.
like that being said, we have reached the end of our podcast.
Yes,
Ooh.
wow. That was, I mean, like, look, we talked more than like 1 hour, like almost 1.5 hours. But then, like, it's just like, it feels like for a while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in.
And
Thank you.
definitely
Yeah.
for those of you who like missed out our like earlier conversations, I think it will be up on Will's Facebook page,
Yep. And
random as I can be, and also in a YouTube channel soon, right, Barbara?
Yeah,
yes.
the YouTube upload will usually be uploaded on Monday, so it'll be late. But you can always view this live if you want it immediate. Yeah, it's on
Facebook.
Vill's Facebook page,
Yep.
random as I can be. Vil also does other live streams where
Like
she live streams
Eh-heh.
she the
games
gamer
at
girl,
the mobile
guys. You
games,
guys can
movies,
follow
right?
her. Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
Follow, like,
give your
subscribe, whatever.
local give your
give
local
her the
streamer
support. Show
gamer
her some love. Okay, random as I
support.
can be on Facebook.
Random as I
Thank
can be.
you.
She's playing Hades right now.
Yeah, I'm playing
Yes,
Hades right now.
show some love.
I finished South Park last Tuesday. South Park, The Fractured
Yep, yep. I
Butthole.
Wow.
It,
saw that a bit.
Yep, she was there. I
yeah.
saw that too.
So yeah, if you have enough, I mean, like, our podcast ends here today, and thank you guys for promoting my
Yeah.
Facebook page.
Thank you so much,
Also,
guys. Yeah, thank you
yeah,
guys for joining and listening to us. Like, sometimes we talk, but yeah, thank you just for listening. Okay, that means so much to us.
Thank you for
yeah,
like hearing us back. So like
exactly.
yeah, Will. Yeah.
So yeah, we hope that this you could take this message well, and maybe after this podcast you can go and have your me time, reflect on what you can do to improve yourself and what you can do to improve how you treat others if you think that you've been doing it wrong this way. But it's fine, we still have time to improve.
Yes,
We have our own time to improve ourselves as well. Continue to
Yep.
exactly. There's
Exactly.
always time for
support.
improvement.
Yes, exactly. Continue to support this podcast. Like and follow this Facebook
Yeah.
Woo!
page as well as Barbara's YouTube channel, Tomiat Diaries, and also to
Yep.
Govin's listener on his stream on what, Instagram. Continue to support your
Instagram,
Yep.
boy
yeah.
also. I'm pretty sure you have friends there.
Yes. Show some love,
Continue,
guys.
yeah,
We
show
love
some
y'all.
love. Also, yeah, just take time and be happy. Be nice, be kind, and be
Just be
Yep.
happy.
happy. Yeah. Be happy
Yeah.
and
Everybody
nice. That's all.
be happy. Like it sounds like we're promoting weed. Like doing some
Oh
weed
my God.
promotion.
It's like be happy, be nice,
Whoop,
yeah, be
whoop.
Yes.
happy.
Be nice. Yeah, be nice. Be happy. Don't take it that way. We're genuinely asking you guys to be nice and happy. That's all.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. So that is all from us. Thank you so much for joining and tuning
Yes,
in.
thank you so
Till
much,
next
guys.
time, take care, stay safe, and God bless. Bye.
Bye bye,
Bye
guys.
now.
Take care. Good night.